Hey guys, welcome to my office here. We're at week 12 of 14. Couldn't quite make it to the gym today at a time where there wasn't stuff going on, so wanted to go ahead and sit down here and get this information out to you. Did want to apologize as well for the delay on the videos over the last couple weeks. Just getting back from Power Monkey Camp, been there for the last week and a half. I do have a video for last week. But tried to download that many times. We were having just a little bit of trouble with the internet, or it wasn't working well enough to upload videos. But I'll go ahead and put that one up from last week. You guys can go back and look at it if you want to. No real need to, but I know there's definitely some athletes that are a certain number of weeks behind, one or two, or even some people just starting on this 14-week program that will be coming behind, and we'll be able to catch that video. I'll go over some of that information that I talked about last week in this week's video, and it'll help you through that as well. But again, my apologies, guys. I'll try to get that worked out next time I go to camp to make sure that doesn't happen. But as far as next week goes, this is week 12 of 14. Slightly less overall, not really lighter, but slightly less volume. You guys are going to notice that. Counting towards the end of this week, when you have a heavy 85% and above again, you'll have that and then one or two more throughout the next couple weeks to really finish out your heavy sessions and start peaking for the competition. So be ready for that. One of the things that I went over last week was something that I added in. Hopefully you guys saw it written in. I wanted to give you a heads up in the video last week, and I'll give you another heads up this week, is on the snatches, no matter what that percentage is, whether it's 75 to 85 or 85% and above, at 75% and below, I want you guys to pause on about half of your warm-up reps leading up to that and at that weight on the snatch. So pausing above the knee. So at that transition point that we always talk about, that we always get into, and that's something that I do all the time, not always up to that heavy, but definitely on my first couple warm-up reps, is something that I want you guys to do up to that percentage, just to make sure that we're staying on top of technique work. There's obviously less splitting apart the movement and less overall technique work when we're going heavy all the time. So just something that will help you stay on top of that key position, help you slow down a little bit, consistency and all those kind of things. Also in the dip of the jerk, so same thing, up to 75% or below, about half of those reps pause in the bottom of the dip, and for the same reasons, just to help solidify that position and work a little bit of technique, okay? Last week I heard of some pretty big PRs going on. One of the things that I said in the videos is kind of be careful about big PRs. That being said, let's do that same thing this week, especially if you got a PR last week or at some point over the last couple weeks. Just be careful, especially this week. This is going to be kind of the last week where I really let you go for it. And if you're in position for a PR, go ahead and take it. Definitely take it. You're far enough out to recover from it and everything else, but make sure you're conservative with it. So what that means is like 1 kilo. If you can work up to a 1 kilo PR right now, that's awesome. You don't need any more than that. Hold back and get recovered and save even more for the competition. All right. So, and again, that's especially if you've already gotten a couple or 1 or 2 PRs over the last couple weeks. Just be really conservative there. When we get into week 13 and 14, where you're going to have your last heavy session, I'll indicate instead of 85% and above, something like 85 to 99%. So you're still going to work up heavy. You still need to stay focused and get on it, but going to hold you back from doing any PRs over those last couple weeks to help you save it a little bit. So as far as the program goes for week 12 of 14, that's basically all I have for you this week. I do want to go ahead and make one announcement, and this is going to be an initial announcement of many announcements and more information that we'll be putting out on this topic. And just going to give you guys, again, an initial heads up that we're going to go ahead and be switching to a paid site, and that's going to be starting somewhere around about mid-November. So right when we start that next cycle. So we're going to be coming off of this one the last weekend in October, and then we'll be putting up 2 kind of recovery and refresher weeks like we did last time, and then we're going to start that next cycle. And at that point is when we will transition, or we'll make that switch to a paid site. Still confirming details. Going to be $19.95 per month, but I just want to talk about it a little bit and kind of our reasoning for it. When we first started planning on putting a program out, it was something that most all of our advisors, or basically all of our advisors or people that we went to for recommendations and advice, they told us to go paid site from the beginning. And it was something that we were like, well, and for me specifically, I was like, well, I have a lot of programs in my back pocket already. They're already things that have been developed, and I can kind of adjust them slightly and put them out just on the website that we wanted to have, that we really needed to have for a long time. And as it's gone, over these last couple cycles, it's become something that's been more and more important to me. It was important from the beginning, but it's been something that I've been putting more time and effort in, and it really turned into something a lot more than just a general program. And if you've been on the program for any amount of time, you know kind of the detail that goes into the program, through the warm-ups, through the working section of the program and the recovery section of the program. And so there's more and more effort putting into it, and there's more and more effort that I want to put into it, that I know I can put into it. And I think it's a good program the way it is right now, but there's so many more things that I can do, and so many more things that I want to do, and all those things are going to take more time in detail and resources. And so that's the big step that we want to make, is go ahead and take that jump, take that leap, and go ahead and turn it into a paid site where I can zero in on it quite a bit more, and make it even better. I think it again, there's a lot more stuff that I can do. I think it can be better, and I have a hard time kind of putting anything less than 100% into anything, and this is going to really allow me to do that. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns as we move forward with that, please let me know. I know a lot of you guys that I talk to every now and then have even made that recommendation to us as well, and you guys know who you are as well. But in either case, hopefully you guys stick in there with us, and look forward to hearing how you guys finish up these last couple weeks. So we'll see you next week.